All right, Gunplay.
Yo,
Man, how's it going, man?
I'm blessed beyond belief, brother. I'm still hustling, man. Like the song say, man. Every day I'm hustling. Still at it, baby. This is what I do, man. I'm gonna clock out doing this.
You've been grinding for a while, man. MMG.
It's
Been
a
doing that for a
lifestyle.
while. Loving hip hop now.
Yeah.
You've been on the grind for a long
Yep.
time, man.
Movies next, man. Movies next.
Movies, okay. You got
Yeah.
anything specific you're working on?
A couple independent flicks that'll be on Tubi. I did one already that will be on Tubi soon. Starting small, you know what I'm saying? One called realgoons.com with Florida Film House. We did that a couple years ago. They just now are about to put it out. So, but that's gonna be my end goal anyway, is to really get into film. You know what I mean? Because just entertainment as a whole, every facet of it, I love. You know what I'm saying? I watch how they from watching Memphis Juke dances and shit like that, watching how they be moving, that shit be dope. That's a form of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? That's like breaking. You feel me? So DJing, when I started out, but I wanted to be a DJ at one point from watching Juice with Tupac. You know what I'm saying? That movie. So that inspired me to be a DJ. So so every facet of, and of course the rap, you know what I'm saying? But every facet of entertainment, and Pac was an actor, and it just sparked something in me to do it too, and people been telling me, man, why don't you got to act, man? I'm like, well, we're gonna see, you know what I mean? But I want to get some classes under my belt, because I'm that invested in it, you know what I mean? Get a few classes under my belt. I did it before, but I was always down and around like the gum on the ground. I was never stable. I'm finally stable, got a family now, so I could actually do 2-3 times a week some classes and really, you know what I mean, fine tune whatever natural abilities I got.
And that's what it is, man. Shit, man. Acting is it's a rough game in there,
Yeah.
but you're already on TV, so you already got a head start with the love and hip hop thing.
This is practice for me right now. You know what I'm saying? Seeing how it look, and then now I get it's like improv. It's like improv. You know what I'm saying? It's like impromptu, just shit. You know what I'm saying? But when I don't want a script. I want to start reading lines, man. You know what I'm saying? So anybody seeing this, hit me up, info@animalshelter.com. Animal Shelter spelled ANMLSHLTR.com. Send me a script and a budget. and we on, baby.
Don't forget the budget. Yeah,
Don't
that's
forget
what it
the
is.
budget. Most important.
All right, well, let's get into it, man. You've been all over the internet recently, mainly because of your situation with DJ Envy, man. I think it started with DJ Envy and Rick Ross going back and forth and taking shots at each other over a car show, man. What was going on from your perspective?
It was all fun and games to me, I was laughing at it until he brought up a GoFundMe situation that pertained to my daughter having open heart surgery from a 1 in 10,000 heart defect. And, it just didn't sit with me, it didn't sit with me right. And my wife was extremely distraught because she's not into this social media stuff. When I met her, she had 3 pictures. You see what I'm saying? So, the network and everything else, making her really be a social public figure now, she's not dealing with it too good. She's currently in therapy for it. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to understand, she's not a city girl. You know what I mean? She a country girl. She from Kentucky. She's an Afro-Latina from Kentucky. I know it's Aki. But she grew up with her mom and dad, 5 siblings. You know what I mean? She's been in school. She traveled the world with her father, studying in different countries, coming up. She just graduated with her PhD at 24 years old. So she's been sheltered and been working on academics since she can remember, and track and field. She had scholarships for high jump on the USA team and all of that stuff. So had a contract with Nike and everything. So she, you know what I mean? She doesn't really do the social media stuff and all of that. She's strictly family and academics. She meets me, you know what I mean? It's a Beauty and the Beast situation now. So it's like my past is, you know, not saying catching up, but, you know, trying to bring me back to my past with the bitches and shit like that. And, you know, social media was the first time where she really seen like, oh man, this nigga, first of all, this nigga done fucked half the city. You know what I'm saying? Second, they talking crazy, you know what I'm saying? And so it just snowballed into when Envy said that, it just broke her down, man. You know what I mean? And of course, me actually marrying her, and that's my wife, I feel I have to, you know, protect the situation by any means. You know what I mean? You know, I wasn't trying to get too aggressive or whatever, but I just wanted to let it be clear that, you know, we're brothers, but I'll give you a noogie. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I give you a wedgie, little bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? We brothers, but don't do that. You know what I mean? So it's not I got no real problems with Envy. If it's real problems, we would all know. We would all hear about it. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't no real shit for anybody to go, you know, pick a gun up or, you know, pick a hand up for any, you know, for that matter. But it is what it is. I said what I said, and, you know, my wife is in control of this part now because I said what I said. I'm falling back and letting them do what they got to do, you know. She's currently seeking, you know, going through the litigation stuff, and she's got a lawsuit going on, and so I don't really get into it anymore. I'm out of it. You know what I'm saying? That's the part where too many big words for me, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight. Y'all go ahead, man. Yeah, but
so your wife is suing DJ Envy over this?
She's doing, I don't know what she's doing. She's talking about it. I don't want to say anything, but you know what I'm saying? She put a cease and desist on, you know, on the situation. So, I don't know what she's doing at this point, but you know, she was talking about it, but I don't know. I'm not going to say nothing because every time I open my fucking mouth, it costs me tens of thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. Like last time I opened my mouth about, you know, the GoFundMe situation, and it was a whole thing. I gave my my big homie, man, Rick Ross, a chain appreciation. You know, just a
Yeah. So what
token.
all happened with
everybody,
the GoFundMe?
they say they wanted a refund. 5 months later, everybody that gave $5 and $10, they said they wanted a refund. And I had to pay the tab. So I'm not gonna get into the numbers and shit like that, but I paid, basically I took a L. A nice a nice 5-figure L. Like, nice one. You know what I'm saying? Like, for nothing, because people 4 months later think I used their $5 their $10 and bought a nigga a chain. Like if I would have bought him a chain 2 years from now, they would have done the same thing. But being that it was 90 days, they seen that they could get, it was 90, I think it was, I forgot 120, I don't know, remember what the shit was where they could get the refund. They all got their refund. And I just wanted to, I was on another platform and I said something out of anger. I said that, you know, they can all, you know, die pieces of shit, right? I said that, right? But going back and watching it and, you know, I wanted to just say, boy, I'm a shitty nigga, but I'm gonna keep it. I'm still upset. I wanted to say, if your mind is, you know, Gunplay, I can hear my wife now. Richard, all right, let me just say this. You were wrong. I did not use your 5s, 10s, and 20s 5 months later to buy Rick Ross a chain. You were wrong, okay? I'm not a scammer. I've never scammed. I had plenty of opportunities to be one of them scammer niggas and shit out there, but that's not me. I look down on people. You know what I'm saying? I don't look down on anybody. Let me stop that. Let me say that. Let me stop that right there. Let me redact that. I don't respect people that have to scam their way into anything, okay? And if anybody knows Gunplay, I'm the most honest, transparent nigga you would ever meet. You see what I'm saying? So you were wrong. I did not buy that chain from your support from GoFundMe. And I apologize for calling all of you and wishing that you would die a piece of shit. I said that. And I apologize. I hope this goes viral. But you were wrong. And that being said, I'm gonna leave that alone. I have to pay a lot of money back that the money was already gone to my daughter, but I still had to pay all of it back. Plus 13,000, let me stop even putting numbers, plus an additional amount of money on top of what I already spent and gave you back. So I just hope that anytime you do give something, you give it from the heart. And if you 4 months later, 3 months later, 5 months later, a year later, a day later, want to take back what you gave from your heart initially, or was it for the gram? But I'm going to say it was from the heart because that's how I talk and that's how I feel and that's how I think everybody should, you know what I'm saying? The world would be a better place. But now that you took back the money that we thought you gave from your heart to my daughter, not to me. I didn't break an arm. I wasn't sick. My daughter, a newborn. Now that you took that money back, because in your world, in your mind, in your own reality, you think 5 months later, I take 4 months, whatever the months later, you think I took the money and bought a chain. I hope you can sleep at night and you feel better about making sure you got back your $10 and your $5. You probably needed it and you still gave it, but you needed it back. And I understand. You would always be the way you are, and there's nothing can change that about you. That's okay. Me, on the other hand, I don't respect it. I don't respect you. And you know what I'm saying? I really want to say some things to you, but I'm not. I'm going to shut the fuck up for the first time in my life. So I think right now we just seen another step of maturity in Gunplay's situation. Because I really want to tell you some shit, but I'm going to leave it alone. All right, what's the next question? I just had to address that shit like you know what I'm saying? Like a real nigga, dog, because that was super flaw. I ain't never seen no flaw shit like that. You can never in your life wake up and say, I'm a real nigga or I'm a real bitch. You can't. You show that. You can't. It's impossible. You can't. You will forever be a piece of work.
To put it nicely.
A piece of work.
I mean, that was my second question, but we got that out of the way. You know, I seen you did a song with Boosie not too long ago.
Yeah. Up in Geek featuring Lil Boosie, man. Free that boy Boosie. I don't know what's going on, but I just don't know, and I just hope I don't know, by the grace of God, because that man love his kids, man. You could tell you know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't it, dog. Not the gist, dog. Damn. That's what it's gonna like.
Yeah, they dropped his gun case, and then right when he walked out of court, the feds pick him up.
What the man? You know how you got to feel on that, dog? You know what kind of emotional roller coaster that is? Do you know what kind of emotional roller coaster that is, bro? You want some celebrate, or I don't know, he probably even knew it. He probably knew that was coming, man. They probably said it's a chance. When you leave here, there'll be, I don't know, dog. I don't know. Nobody really knows at this point. I just hope they free that boy, man. For his son's sake, man. His family's sake, man.
Boosie, man, I super surprised, man. I know Boosie stays on point with a lot of stuff, and to hear about him going to jail, man. Hopefully they get it figured out, and it's not too long. I mean, I think they got him. Yeah, they're trying to hold him on bail, like the feds are just going after rappers at like a crazy rate, man. Like, it's not even.
I hate to say it, but I think like it's I don't know. I think the game is over. Like, as far as like the streets and merging with music and all of that, it can't happen no more. What need to happen is people actually going back to making music. Like music. Like music. Not just, you know what I'm saying? Not taking nothing away from any genre of hip hop, but if you really look at Andre 3000, when you look at CeeLo Greens, when you look at even Kanye's, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody don't gotta talk about killing and gang banging and shit like that. Especially with 90% of these niggas really not on that for real. Them niggas is just talking that shit, but they bringing that shit to them. Like, look at Gunna. He talking all of that, he bringing that, he brought that shit to him. Then when it came, what he did, and what the rest of them do. You see what I'm saying? If you're not really built for this shit, cause when I jumped off the porch, I knew two things. I was either gonna die or I was gonna go to jail. The only thing I can do to it to prevent that is to prevent that. You know what I'm saying? But I know it's a good possibility I'm gonna go to jail. And I already had it in my mind, not trying to manifest it, but I was already prepared that if I do, and it's some shit that's involving my peoples, I'm gonna have to sit and do what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? I signed up for this shit. I signed up for it. So I'm not finna tell on nobody. I'm not finna try to get my head blown off. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do shit the right way. You know, even when I did go on my rampage and I was, you know, I was spared by the grace of God a few times, you know, threatened with jail a few times, but the last one with the armed robbery shit, that one was like, all right, nah, you got to sit down now. You know what I'm saying? Chill.
How do you feel like his career is gonna be now that all this came out?
It don't matter. It don't matter. People don't care about the integrity, like that street code, the integrity, and having that integrity, and it's gone. It's gone. You can snitch now. It's okay. It's okay. You can actually snitch and brag about it. You can snitch now. You can brag about it. You can be a male rapper, the next day be a female rapper. It's okay. It's okay. Then one day be, you know, married, and the next day be married to a giraffe or some shit, or tree. It don't matter. You could do anything you want now. It don't matter. You got these niggas with, man, look at the game, man. Look at this shit. You don't see this shit? Am I the only one seeing this shit? It's over. It's over. Whatever you want to say, yeah, it's old school, whatever you want to call it. I don't give a f. But the morals is gone, bruh. It's not there no more. It don't matter. That's why the real niggas and niggas that really kept it solid over a period of time are still here. The people they're gonna come and go. You're gonna get the flash in the pans. You're gonna get the niggas twerking on devils and all of that shit. And they just making sure they keep on opening that door a little bit more and a little bit more so everybody can come through and do this thing called rap. Don't matter what you are. It doesn't matter. Now the door wide open. Anybody could do this shit. And on top of that, you don't even need a deal. You do this shit out your garage, out your room, your mama house. Then the bathroom, nigga. Create your own reality with that shit. Your own buzz, your own world, bro. And it don't matter who you are now, because there's no more gatekeepers. There's no more hierarchy. There's no more bosses. There's no more leaders. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has to answer to anybody but themselves. And they don't even know themselves if they need to use the boy bathroom or the girl bathroom. So now you got a bunch of confused motherfuckers that don't know they ass from a hole in the ground, a bathroom, a boy's bathroom, from a girl bathroom, and they could rap. And they'll get on that microphone in that room, and nobody's telling them, nah, we're not signing that shit. We're filtering that shit. We're not doing that. We're not, nah, you can put it out and since the door wide open, there's another motherfucker just like you that's confused too. And say, ooh, two confused motherfuckers, I'm gonna follow this motherfucker. And now they listening to some confused shit. And it's feeding them bullshit. It's feeding them confusion. It's feeding them like garbage, man. It's feeding them I ain't trying to be like we could talk about struggles. We could talk about your stories. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But when you saying shit just for shock value and it's catchy, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say nobody's shit, but there's records that I catch in my head. I'm like, get that shit out your head. What the f is you? Because you hear it so much on the TikTok, on the gram, on the radio, in the club. And it's like, dog, I am not singing that in my head. You know what I'm saying? Like, perfect example. I love her to death. I got nothing wrong with this young lady, dog. I love her. I actually know her. I see her all the time. And I actually told her this. I say, look, that song, eat a nigga, eat a nigga, now you heard that song she got?
She
got a song say,
exactly?
eat a nigga ass. She be eating a nigga ass. You heard that song?
Not sure. I don't think I have.
Where are you from, my brother?
I'm from Cali. Okay.
Okay. Well, she got a record called Eating a Nigga Ass. Okay? And this record is played on TikTok. Went viral, right? I love Suki. But that record gets stuck in a nigga head. Now you sitting there going, hey, man, I want to, like, I'm just saying, that's what it's a program. You know what I'm saying? Like, with anything you can do that with. She cracked the code to programming, putting that shit in your head. It don't matter what it is. It doesn't matter about her eating a nigga ass or every day I'm hustling. It's programmed. Which one you want to program into the people. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that because I'm getting more experienced with life. I'm getting older. I'm experiencing more. I'm trying different things in different ways to better myself. And the further I get from who I was, the more, I'm not gonna hold you, the more I don't even want to do rap anymore. To the point where I probably have one good run left and I could gracefully bow out. You know what I'm saying? I made my mark. I did my thing. I had a fall. You know what I'm saying? I've traveled the world, still will. It's what I do. But the climate, the state of hip hop, the state of the country, everything is I'm disappointed. It's a handful of young new artists that I respect and that I really listen to. I ain't gonna say it's a handful. It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. You know, but it's a lot of bullshit too. And it's starting to overpower the voices that are really...
Who are some artists you're listening to?
ESTG. Right now, I'm on that. I with Key Glock, Bobby Fish Scale. I like Migos because they, you know, Quavo and them because they just, you know, they the way they snap. Who else? Few Detroit. Yeah. But I'm mostly like still on my old school Pimp C, Tupac, Nas, Jay. I listen to that in the gym, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I know Ross and Jay got a pretty good relationship, man. You ever, you know what I'm saying, hang out with them or, you know what I'm saying, got any stories with them?
Yeah, it was early. That was early. I haven't, I've been busy just getting myself together and stuff like that. But we had, in the beginning, we were on tour with them and I had a chance to meet them. And we was there for a couple weeks, couple countries, international. And I'll never forget it. That's the first time I seen Beyonce. And, you know, up on the as of recently though, I've been just starting my family, getting myself together. But I'm pretty sure when I get back into the swing of things, I'll bump into the big homie again and definitely, you know what I mean? Say
Yeah,
what's
for
up,
sure, man. Well, one thing that I noticed about Florida, man, is they seem to be extra hard on rappers. Like I know the Baby got arrested, Polo G got arrested there, Shiesty. Right now they're trying to give YNW Melly the death penalty. How do you feel about that? And living in Florida and everything.
See, the police, it be them out of town niggas though. They come here and they think it's like Dubai or something. Or they think it's like it's a free for all, or they think it's sweet and shit. It ain't. It look like that. This shit a trap. But them people is on you the second you come to the airport, and they already flagged you. They already know where you staying at. They're in the vicinity. If they on you heavy, if you really red flagged, then they gonna stop your shit. Once you get to your room, before you get to your room, once you cross that bridge from the city side there's cameras on the shit now that alert the people on the other side of the bridge. They'll be waiting for you once you cross over to South Beach and shit like that. Yeah. Even if your tags is up, them following rappers, if your tags is up and you going over that bridge, it's take a picture of your shit, and if it's your tag come up suspended or wanted or whatever they already got units alerted to which bridge you finna come over. You got 195, 395, 79th Causeway. They let you know, okay, boom, and they'll have a unit sitting right there waiting for you to get over the bridge and stop you. And they'll see the car and they'll be like, okay, yep, there you go right there. And they'll catch you again and say he just boom. And then you know what I mean? Especially when it comes to South Beach. And then they think, and then it's cameras everywhere. But, they young, man. You got to understand they're young. They don't know no better about Miami. You know what I'm saying? Not saying they don't know no better about it in the streets or nothing, but they don't know no better about Miami. Number one, them people don't play. They don't play, especially where they be at. They don't be on our side. They be doing shit over there on the side where we don't even go to. For that reason, niggas from Miami we don't be on South Beach and all of that shit and with the pistol out and that be them out of everybody that you see on South Beach with the memorial. If it ain't memorial, even if they just down here, that ain't us, bruh. We nobody goes to the beach, bruh. It's off limits, like to us. Like mentally, bruh, subconsciously, we don't go there. So everybody there is from out of town. They come from out of town, they want to be strapped. Okay, you're gonna see another out of town nigga that's scrapped too, because they don't know, boy, this is not the place to be scrapped on the South Beach, because they number one, you're not getting off the beach. Where you finna go? Where you finna go? It's a couple blocks. It's not really big. Where you gonna go? They gonna shut down. There's 2 places to get out. They could shut down from 16th to 5th Street, bro. You're going nowhere. There's nowhere to go, bro. They could cordon this shit off and you're stuck. There's nowhere to go. There's one way in and there's one way out, bro, of South Beach. So you got niggas shooting up shit. But on the other side of the bridge, like when you go to the city, like with the strip clubs and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? That'd be, it'd be us killing each other. You know what I'm saying? Don't be no out of town shit, but them niggas, they young, they'll learn. And that's why I like to see them slip, trip, and bust their lips sometimes, because that's the only way to learn. That's the only way to learn that you really blessed, that you young and making more money than, you know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers. So, you're gonna have your leeches, you're gonna have your bitches, when you realize that once that money come, they're like a magnet to take it away. That's all anybody around you, including your family, your blood family, they are all there to take your money away. If you wake up every day and say that, to yourself. You have no, I won't give a fuck about anybody else, but making sure that my paper's straight. And then if I want to, you know what I'm saying? If I see, okay, this is because you can't, if everybody asking you for money, you can't put out everybody fire. Sometimes you gotta let it burn. You know what I'm saying? But if you can maintain a decent amount of money coming in, and you can start seeing the people that you not giving money to, how they act. Are they are they still down with you, or are they just there, or you not breaking them off, so now they don't want to come around no more? And then you just let everybody fall off, because 5 years go by, 6 years go by, 7 years go by, 10 years. If you get there to 10 years with having a lot of money and being a A-list artist, or in the game, that for that matter, you'll see who's really there for you. You know what I'm saying? Some you know, like look at Ross Circle now. We're 20 something years going in. What? Like, I met him out 13, 14. You know what I'm saying? I started like when I was 15 to really, like, you know what I'm saying? When we said this is what we're gonna do. It took 10 years. We got on 2005. What that is now? So you want to say from 2000 and so from 15 to what that is? 15, 25. You talking like 20 some years, man, right? I'm f***ed up with math shit, but like, it's, you know what I'm saying? It's the same niggas, man.
So you have all the same homies? You didn't lose any of your...
Yeah, we lost a few. God bless the dead Peanut. God bless the dead Black Bo. You know what I'm saying? We did, but that's two. You know, and we're still here. Still here. We go to the functions. It's like a family reunion every time we go, man. We don't have to be in each other's presence every day like that, because I'm doing my thing. I've got Love and Hip Hop. I'm filming every day. I got a family. But when when we all get together, it's the same people, man. It's the same people, you know.
Yeah, that's what's up.
That's very
what's
important.
up, man. Well, you know, one thing that's been in the news quite a bit is the Morant situation. You know,
bro, what's wrong with that boy? I'm saying, look, I ain't even gonna say nothing wrong with him. I'ma just say, when you young, you know what I'm saying? Only you can tell you what to do. So let that man do what he do. That man wanna wave pistols, laser beams, shoot a nigga broad day, let him do what he do. He has to learn, unless he don't want to, and then that's cool. That's whatever reality and future he wants for himself, he'll do it. If he don't want that shit, he won't do it. You know what I'm saying? If he don't want it, he'll throw it away. I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of feeling like, like, oh, this shit too easy. Like forgetting all the hard work I put in. Actually, this is what a nigga is. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you forget. You get caught up. The money there, the bitches there, niggas there, hanging out. Hey, boy, smoke, drink, vibe out, vibe. You know what I'm saying? And you know you got a natural ability, or, you know, that you're above average. You know what I'm saying? You don't really need to put into practice. And you show that when you hit the court or when you get on the mic. Yeah, you know, you're gonna get comfortable. You know what I'm saying? But when you have that sort of an advantage of natural ability or a passion for something, I'll do it every day. If I was him, I'll be in there shooting just like Kobe. Same shot every day. Every day. Same shot from the same spot every day. Getting back where it's damn near impossible to miss the shot. or it's damn near impossible to not come up with a whole hook, verse, and video concept in 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to, once you do it that much and that, you know, I don't know.
Well,
To
it
each his
doesn't
own.
seem like he wants any help. Lil Wayne reached out to him.
Yeah, I see.
And he left him on red.
He said he ain't even respond.
Ain't even respond to him, man.
I don't know, man.
It looks like he's gonna get a long suspension.
They said for the rest of the season, didn't it?
I think 30 games.
30 games?
30 games.
How many, dog, you know how much money that is?
It's a lot of money.
I can't do that, boy, with the, man, give me my money, man. There's nothing, man. I don't understand nothing. You not finna suspend me for no 30 games, bruh. So, well, how much you think that is a game? Like 200 a game? He probably get 150 a game or some wild shit, right?
I mean, what's he probably makes 30 million a year.
30 million a year, a season?
At least, if not more. Let me
yes, 82 games, right? Do the math real quick.
He collects $231,000 per game.
Jesus Christ. So 231,000 times 30. Put that in there now. Let's just calculate the L for the laser beams. For the pit. Confused, bruh. He must have grown up rich or something.
That's $6 million. It's about $7 million.
Look, I had a lot of expensive mistakes. A lot. I made a lot of very expensive mistakes. With the law, with even just up until recently with the giving my brother a chain. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do shit from the heart. You know, anything I do is from the heart. So I wasn't thinking about what people would say if I gave them a chain. Would they still think that I would use that money, that money is not already spent 4 months ago? Like, I didn't even think that their mind would be that peanutted to be like, he's still holding on to that money, that $10 I gave him. And you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, man. I forgot what I was talking about, man. That shit stopped pissing me off again.
We was talking about the John Morant losing $7 million.
Huh?
We was talking about John Morant losing about $7 million.
That nigga there, man, I don't know what's up with dog, man. Oh yeah, expensive mistakes. Expensive mistakes, man. Bruh, he might need to go through that. He might need to have that quick little L. You know what I'm saying? Maybe just an expensive mistake that he gonna learn from. Cause I know for a fact, I won't pistol whip anybody anymore. You know how much it cost me? A lot of money. You know what I'm saying? To fight a case that a nigga not even finna show up to court for. And it's like, now I show my admiration and my respect and love for my big homie, because he's done so much for me behind the scenes, especially with my daughter's situation happened straight to the account. Me showing love and gifting somebody that I can't even do that anymore without somebody saying it's a GoFundMe, or I can't go eat. It's a GoFundMe money. I'm paying for your meals. So now it's like I learned from that. All right, bet. And I can't tell anybody that they're gonna die a piece of shit. Okay? I learned from that. That costed me too. So But he has to learn. Everybody around you, you know what I'm saying? Everybody around. Let's see who stick around after the, you know what I'm saying? Let's see who stick around if they kick him out the NBA. And he got to go play overseas. God forbid, knock on wood. I never wish that on that boy, because that boy's super talented. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even into sports like that no more, but I used to be, so I still watch it from time to time. And he's super talented, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
He could be the next legend talented.
Possibly. Definitely
if that
an
man was to
all-star.
sit there and really commit, he won't be in the rafters, bro.
Yeah, if he wins, yeah, he's got the opportunity to do that. Yeah. If he applies himself,
raw talent. If he was just to
got
apply,
he got the raw talent. I agree with that.
not saying now, but he got glimpses of greatness, man. He got, you know what I'm saying? He's showing glimpses of greatness.
Well, I thought I would kind of get into your whole story and everything. You know, for the people who might not be familiar with it, I don't think you've actually did your whole story and talked about a lot of stuff, man. So, you know, I think, you know, everybody probably knows you're from Miami or around Miami.
I was born in Texas, for real. I was born in El Paso. My mom and dad was from New York City. My dad was from the Bronx. My mom was from Queens. They met in New York Community College or some shit up there. They went into the Army. They were stationed at Beaumont, something. I forgot they Bliss or something. I don't know. But they ended up having me, okay? And then I was 3 years old, and my dad was abusive, and my mother, they both moved back to New York. She took me back to New York, and my dad, they got a divorce, so I was seeing my dad on the weekends. I'll be in the Bronx, South Bronx, in Forest Projects, and then I'll be in Queens during the week going to school at PS 156. And I went to Linden SDA for elementary in New York, and I hit 10 years old. My mom moved down to Miami because New York was bad. It was the crack era. It was hectic, you know what I'm saying? My aunt was strung out. It was just a lot going on. And she brought me down here. And, you know, by the time I was 13, I was, you know, already in trouble and shit like that. I already got arrested and basically jumping off the porch, you know what I'm saying? And I met Ross when I was 15. He was, 18, 19, and you know, we just had the same vision, you know what I'm saying? Want to do this rap shit, get out these streets, you know what I'm saying? And you know, street shit come with everything, man. So, you know, we survived that long enough and put in enough work to where 2005, you know, the record Hustlin' hit, and I've been on tour ever since. You know, my father Jamaican, my mom my father Puerto Rican, my mom Jamaican, so I'm a Puerto Rican, new strand, you know what I'm saying? Angry strand.
So let's go back a little bit real quick, man. So you moved to Miami, and you said you got into a lot of trouble. I believe you've kind of talked about selling drugs at an early age before.
Yeah.
You know, how did all that come together?
So it was funny. I had a job. I went and got a job. I think I was like 16 or something like that, because my old girl was tripping, and the court was like, yo, you got to get a job and all that, because I kept getting arrested and shit.
What were you getting arrested for?
Stupid shit, weed, loitering, trespassing, you know what I'm saying? And just like juvenile shit, you know, B&E, you know what I'm saying? Juvenile bullshit. And so I said, let me go get a job. So I got a job at Chuck E. Cheese. And I'll never forget, I was getting paid $2.75 an hour. because that was minimum wage back then. And I had got my first check, and it was like, I think it was like $150 after 2 weeks of working in the kitchen. And I took that 150, and at that time, 8 balls was 110. And I bought me an 8 ball, and I broke it down into 20s because I didn't know about just putting 0.4 or 0.3, 0.4, 0.3. I was putting 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. So I had the chunky chunks, you know what I'm saying? Raw. And I went to the store, because I usually sell my little weed at the store and shit. And I kept the coke at the crib at my mama's house. And white boy, white dude, white guy, he was like older guy. He was like, "Hey man, you holding?" I was like, this sound like a cop. Nigga say you're holding. I don't need nobody talking about you holding. I was like, nah, what you talking about? Well, like, what's up? What's your name? He was like, you got any? I was like, damn, bro, this might be my first. So I went, I got it for him. That man bought my whole 8 ball that day. From that one time I served him to that night, he just kept coming back. Let me get another one. Let me get another one. And mind you, I was just selling nickel bags of weed, 1/4 pound, 1/2 pound. I'm thinking I'm doing something. You know what I'm saying? A little pound, a little nickel bag, 7s. I'm like, wait a minute. This whole day, if I had 10 of these motherfuckers buying an 8 ball a day, and I'm flipping that shit, and I ain't cutting nothing, because it's going so fast, I don't need to cut it. Just get it off. To the point where it's like, okay. And then everything changed from there. Then I just pumped up, and you know what I'm saying? You know, pumped up to 1 ounce and started grabbing 2 ounces. Then the nigga just said, man, here, man, just take this 4.5. And then it was just like, okay, I got ounces. And then, you know how that shit go. And, but my mama's house was the trap, though. She would work 16 hours, 20 hours, a nurse. And I'd just be there hanging out, 15 niggas at the crib. We all just smoking outside, you know what I'm saying? Backyard, niggas playing video games in my room. You know, I'm just trapping that shit out. And then nightfall, y'all gotta go. And that's it. And to the point when I start selling coke now, then they motherfuckers start tapping on my window. Tick, 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 tick. I'm like, oh Lord, I got my old girl right there on the couch. So when I come out my room, I have to see her. She's like, the couch is right there, the TV's right here. I have to see her. So I keep going outside, and she ain't really saying nothing, but then, cause she know I got a lot of friends and shit. But then it just started getting out of pocket, dog. You know what I'm saying? And then I just, you know, I had to move, get out, and you know how the story goes. But the cliche.
Were you going to high school?
Huh? Yeah, I was still in high school. Yeah, I only went to school to sell weed and coke. I went the morning time, and then I'll leave, and then I'll come back for lunch, and then I'll leave, and then I'll come back when everybody letting out. And then that was my routine. So I ain't never really go to school. They sent me to adult community school, like the trade schools. The Hallandale adult, it was like it's like for dropout niggas and shit like that. You can smoke cigarettes in the hallways. It got grown ass motherfuckers going to trades classes and shit. You can go to class if you want, or if you don't. That was like your last ditch effort to try to like save a nigga, but I was, whatever, dog. I tried it too. I ain't did none of that shit neither, dog. School wasn't for me, man. By the time I was really invested in music, so I'm hustling and I'm rapping, and that's my life, and I signed up like wholehearted. That's all I was doing. And,
so who starts rapping first, you or Rick Ross?
He was already doing his thing. He was already writing little. He wasn't in. He didn't go in the studio yet. I remember his first studio session. We were just like writing and shit. Like I was always writing at the crib. You know what I mean? Like, so he'll be writing and shit like that, but we never really recorded nothing. And dude named Earl Hanna, the one that was basically funding everything. He got a session and everybody was in there and he did a little mixtape and we did it. I was on a couple songs and it was a thing, man. It was a movement. When we started a nice little movement just in our little hood, just in our little city, you know what I'm saying? Carroll City, like really like our neighborhood. And then it just started, bubbling up and, start doing shows for free, you know what I'm saying? And we started doing shows in Fort Myers and shit, flipped the truck one time I think we got paid like $250 that show. And flipped the truck coming back from a dog, God bless a dead peanut, with too drunk. He told us, man, I'm too drunk. Drive, shut up, we tired. We was performing, you ain't did shit. Flips the truck. It's just wild, man. Just then I started doing more drugs than selling. You know what I'm saying? Well, not doing more than selling because I always had it, but I started doing it a lot. I started doing a lot of coke. You know what I'm saying? And everybody around me started, was doing it, and it was just a way of life. And then to the point where, I ain't think I had a problem, and to where I realized I had a problem, and I quit for like 8 years, and then I got back on it because around I had to do like 30 records in like 3 days in Cali. One of the mixtapes was with Mozzie. The Mozzie mixtape that I did, I forgot what it's called. Headshots and dreadlocks or something like that. And I did another solo mixtape with this company. They paid us and shit like that. And I was like, man, the only way I could get through it by getting me a nice 8-ball or some good old, you know what I'm saying? So I did it then, finished the records, and then that demon jumped back in me, man. And I was off ever since. But then I quit again when DMX died. Yeah, like a little bit before that, I relapsed when DMX died, but I woke up and heard he died, and I was like, all right, I'm done with this shit, bro. You good. You know what I'm saying? So
DMX inspired you to quit.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, for sure.
Nowadays, it's not even really the coke, it's the fentanyl that they're putting in it.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, what I'm so confused, it's like this. You cannot, either that is sabotage, either it's some sabotage, I don't want to say government or Chinese, or I don't want to say anything, but I don't know what. Who the cuts coke with a downer, bruh? Why? That's like cutting coke with morphine. Why? It does not equal out, bruh. It makes no sense to me. Why would you cut coke with fentanyl? Fentanyl? That's intentional. Or people are doing fentanyl now more. And that really is the problem. And the real culprit. It's not that people is being laced, or some pills are, yeah. Some pills are, yeah, because why? It's downers. If it's an oxy, you couldn't tell the difference if it's a, you know what I'm saying? I mean, not saying you can tell it, but it's the same neighborhood. They're both downers. You're not finna put a downer in an upper, bruh. Unless you speedballing. You know what I'm saying? Unless you speedballing or you actually doing fentanyl. Like where they're cutting it enough where you're good, but then you might catch a bad batch. And then the nigga get f***ed up. But as far as in the coke, I might be, hey man, I've been out the game a long time, so I might not know. But please, pull my fucking coattail, pull my coat and tell me something. Cause it don't make no fucking sense to me, my nigga.
What do you think was like your worst experience doing drugs?
When I did ketamine, I thought I bought some coke from one of my homies, and this be wired, he be up doing all kind of, and he gave me, we lived in the same building. So he came down to my unit and gave me another 50. I said, let me get a 50, man. Gives it to me, I hit it, boom. I'm already drunk and already blasted. You know when you already blasted, you really don't feel it. You're just trying to keep the shit going. Like, so I didn't feel no burn. I didn't feel nothing. I was like, man, maybe it's clean. I'm like, it didn't feel no different, but I'm like, I don't know, I don't feel right. I just keep hitting it. I'm thinking I'm just too drunk, the liquor's catching up to me. I keep hitting it. We talking while I'm hitting it. Da-da-da, he leave, I'm still hitting it. Dun, 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 dun. Now I'm hitting it more because I'm like, why is this shit not hitting like that? And then I just start feeling like a little nauseous because I start feeling like woozy. It feels like my whole body's doing this, like vibrating, kind of like, and I'm trying to move, and now it's like, wait, something ain't right. Now I'm thinking did too much. I'm still not knowing what the is going on. I'm still feeling, now I'm feeling like I'm trying to take a step, but it feels like my body's doing this. I can't explain it. It's the weirdest feeling. Like, I'm trying to move my hand, it feels like my hand's doing this. Just to get to this, but it's just doing like this. But it looks and feels like it looks like this, but it feels like this. I'm trying to I'm like, all right, now I say, let me make a checklist. How is my heart? My heart is fine. My heart is fine. It's not coked in. I started eliminating shit. I'm like, if my heart is not beating out my chest, this is not coke. My heart is fine, bruh. I'm chilling. I'm still taking, you know what I'm saying? I try to take a couple shots before that to try to bring down the coke to see if it, and now it's not coke, dog. And I'm like, now I'm feeling like I'm tripping, bro. Now I'm on the floor. I'm trying to crawl to the bed to lay down and it's taking me at 30 minutes, my nigga. So I'm on my hands and knees feeling like I'm like in a, I can't explain it, bro. And then I call it, so I kind of like, hours go by. I had this little bitch dancing for me and shit like that. So she comes home after the club and she like, yo, what the I'm almost to the bed, but I'm not there yet. And she's like tripping and giving me some water and shit and just trying to like get me in the bed, help me in the bed. And then I fell asleep. And I woke up and I'm like, yo, what the was that you gave me, bro? He's like, yo, what you talking about? I'm like, bruh, my nigga, and I told him how I was feeling. He was like, oh shit, papa, damn, homie, I didn't know, my bad. I gave you the wrong bag. I was wondering where the my bag went. I could not find that shit, dog, and I was blitzed, bro. I didn't even know to even ask you. Nigga done gave me the wrong bag. He said you went into a K-hole.
What is it?
A K-hole, pause.
What is that?
A K-hole. A ketamine hole. I guess when you take too much and you when But I was so strong-willed that like my mind wouldn't let me die or pass out or go to sleep or nothing. I only went to sleep after I started feeling like at least it calmed down a little bit. But I was sitting there praying. I'm sitting there like tripping. Big tripping, bruh. Oh, no, I will never, bruh. Then like, and then like before that, I tried this shit called Tusi. Anybody know what Tusi is? Whoever out there, like, he was like, boy, the hoes love this. Give it to the hoes. So I try to get some hoes on it and shit. Some hoes start getting on it. I start with these little Spanish bitches. They with Tusi. And I asked them, what the is it? It's red. It's red. I hit it one time just to with the hoes and shit. It ain't do nothing to me. I ain't feel nothing because I guess I ain't taking, but it's ketamine and something, ecstasy, not MDMA or NDMA. I think it's ketamine and MDMA. I can't remember what it is. I don't remember what he told me it was, but so I'm like, that's the same nigga, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, let me just stay away from dog, because dog sent here to kill me, man. Obviously, because my nigga, I say, man, he say, man.
That's not the drug.
Yeah, man, I used to like just be, but that's when I was in like a real dark place, man. Real dark place, man. You know, when you be at that rock bottom, I don't know if anybody been there or if you been there, man, but like, you just be at that, where you can't go. The only way else to go is jail. It's like, and I don't even, at that point, sometimes you don't even mind. You're like, I don't give a my nigga. Whatever, dog. You know what I'm saying? But then it'd be like, nah, dog, you got too many motherfuckers out here with you, dog, in the streets. Your family, they love you. Like, you got to really tighten up, man. You got to tighten up, bro. You got to tighten up. Only way to tighten up, you got to clean yourself up. You got to get your act together. And you know what I'm saying? If you love money more than getting high, like you say you do, you got to prove it right now, buddy. Because I never was the type. That's why it was so weird for me, bro. Like to not even give a like, you know what I'm saying? Like to not even care though no more, my nigga. I was like, nah, that ain't even me, bro. I ain't the type, bro. Like that's why I'll never go back there. That's why I say, let me start a family. Keep me occupied. Keep me occupied with a very intelligent wife. You know what I'm saying? That I could kind of fall back and let her kind of like, you know what I'm saying, drive the boat for a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like I needed help. You know, I self-rehabilitated and the next step was to, if I start a family, I'm so invested and occupied, you know, that there's no way I'm gonna sit there and go back to because now I have responsibilities, you know what I'm saying? Real responsibilities, not just rent, not just, you know what I'm saying, trick money, you know what I'm saying? Real responsibilities. So now instead of going to the strip club, it's okay, what can we get for my daughter, or what can we get for the house, or let's put this up in this, let's invest in this. Like, you know what I'm saying? She do all that. She do all that for me now, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that's what I really needed. I needed some financial knowledge. I just know street shit, dog, and I ain't around in this game no more. I ain't with this shit for nothing. But you couldn't pay me to middleman a onion or anything. You know, maybe some weed. And I'll be like, erase your Texas, man. Erase your Texas. But I ain't around. My wife, she about to be going into the federal law enforcement right now as we speak. So I really, you know what I'm saying? Not around with nothing. Got to be squeaky clean.
Doing all this partying and growing up partying, you know, being on tour with Rick Ross, you know, what do you think was like your wildest story hanging out with him?
Man, it's a lot. But there was one that that he even remembered, because it was funny as hell. We just came from a show. I forgot where we was at. We just left a show, and we was in his room. I had 3 bitches with me. Me, him, a couple other homies and shit. And I pulled out a bag of, and I put it on the nightstand, and I start chopping it up. Boom. And the bitches was sitting on the bed, just being pretty, not really, they just vibing out, drinking. And once that powder hit the dresser, them hoes jumped up. And the party began. And nigga, I went to my room, and all the hoes followed the bag of coke with them. All the hoes left Ross' room. And I ended up all 3 of them. We had a coke sex orgy, dog. And every time that nigga said, God, that Gunplay put that white dot on that table, all the hoes left. Oh, that was funny, man. I forgot where that was, but man, them days, man, I'm talking about, you gotta understand. I don't even, this shit was such a blur. A blur for years, just a blur, years of blur. I remember, but it was just, I remember it just in segments and shit. That shit's just hectic, man. It was awesome though.
Well, we talked about earlier about your legal issue with the guy that you were on video with, man. So with your accountant, I believe, can you kind of take me through that story and what happened?
Yeah, he that's what he was a tax preparer in the tax preparer's office. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't no accountant. He was doing he did some funny stuff. He did some funny stuff with my taxes and stuff. So I felt, you a street nigga, I'm a street nigga, you played, now it's my turn. Let me go ahead on and relieve you of your situation. Let me get that. And we could go ahead on and go to war in the street, but nah, he won't call cops. So then I had to go on the run. And then...
So you go into his office, right? I seen the video, and you guys are kind of talking at first.
Yeah, because I had 2 options right then, all right? So right before I go in there, see, I don't want to incriminate myself. Can they still fuck with me? Like, the case is dismissed. Can they, right?
I don't think so.
It's totally dismissed, right? What it is, like, I just felt like the nigga owe me, you know what I'm saying? And he been shoo-shooing me, nonchalanting me for like a couple weeks. And I'm telling him, I'm like, listen, you got to pick up my phone calls because I feel like you robbing me, bro. And I'm going to tell you, it's not going to end well, So, he ain't listen. And it was Friday the 13th, April Friday the 13th. Tax season is now over. Still gave you 13 days, you know what I'm saying, to get me my shit. And I still didn't give me my shit. So, he wears that chain a lot, and, I had to have that. So he didn't have it on. He had it on before we walked in there. When I walked in there, it wasn't on. So when my homie walked in there, it was on. Hey, he got it on. I walk in there, it's not on no more. That's why you see when I grab him and I look, like, where's that? If you look, like, I open his shirt, because I'm like, where's that? And because I know it's in here. And that's when he reach over. That's when, before he reach over, slap him. And he reach over, and you see he reach up under something and pull the chain out. He didn't take it off his chain, off his shit. You see what I'm saying? Because he knew he f***ed up. He knew you did some f***ed up shit. So why is you even taking your shit off? Why is you even on high alert when a nigga walk through? You know what I'm saying? When a nigga come through, every time I come through, it was plenty of times I say, hey, he got that, he'll be around the homies and shit. Hey, he got the chain on? Yeah, he got the chain on. I'll pull up an hour later, 30 minutes later. I'll let know, hey, I'm finna pull up. I'll be around there. Y'all around there? Yeah, I'm finna pull up. I'm finna go get some gas. I'll be around there. I'll pull up. He ain't got the chain on. And this is 2-3 times already. I'm like, why are you doing that? Why are you taking your chain off when I come around if you don't owe me no money? Be for real. If you don't owe me no money, why every time I come around you taking your chain off? And it's Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Or Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays. One of those, I can't remember because when you're laying on something, you know that everything's, you know, when that mother get it cleaned, I know everything about that chain. And because I wanted the watch and chain and bracelet and everything. And I came back for it too, an hour later, and it was a thing, pistols and stuff. And long story short, he told, it's crazy, bro.
So he goes to the cops and you go on the run.
Yeah. And I go on the run to Atlanta. And then that's when I did Bible on the Dash. That's when I did Bible on the Dash. What you call it? What's that other one? The Kendrick Lamar record, Cartoons and Cereal. The A$AP Rocky record that was on his album. I did a whole bunch of mixtapes. I did that verse from Power Circle and shot my little piece of the video when I was on the run. That's when I worked my hardest because I felt like I wasn't coming home, so I'm gonna give y'all as much content as I could, from blogs, fishing vlogs, boar hunting vlogs, like, you know what I'm saying? I'll try to do as much content to leave my with because I knew I wasn't coming back home. So I did a lot of videos, a lot of mixtapes. Yeah.
And now you finally turn yourself in, and what happens?
I sit for like 3.5 months with no bond. And then at my bond, the bond hearing that I finally got, they told me $150,000, and so I bonded out, and I was on house arrest for I think like 4 months, 3-4 months till trial, and the whole time he's like cooperating, and I'm like, this nigga. So the day finally gets here where it's time to, we're gonna see if he's gonna come to court. He didn't come to court. And turns out, maybe a year or two later, feds came, arrested him for tax fraud and all the fraud he was doing at that tax preparing office. And he ended up going up to Atlanta and basically working and getting motherfuckers locked up and all kind of shit. And that's what I'm hearing, so.
How much time were you facing?
PBL, they were trying to hit me with life, but I would have probably did 10, man.
Damn.
Yeah, I say PBL. I was like, what the fuck is a PBL? I said, punishable by what, life? Stop. Get the fuck out of here, man. I was tripping. I was like, you're not serious, bro. Who the fuck is finna do life for slapping this puss-ass nigga that stole from me? You dead wrong, bro. You dead ass wrong. See, that's the thing. That's the thing with me, man. I'm not a bully, dog. I'm not no bully. I'm not finna be, hey, man, and I'm not finna rob. And then the thing is, I always promise myself I would never rob for anything other than drugs, for dope. I only rob for dope. I went on a rampage for like a couple years one time when I was young, and I just went ballistic. And I was just robbing everybody, dog. Like I had a death wish type shit, right? I'm talking about dummy bricks and everything, right? With God bless the dead, my homie Peasy, right? He was already one of those, and I was just right with him, you know what I'm saying, at one point. And, you know what I'm saying? And they killed him, God bless the dead, they killed him. But that was a wake-up call for me to like, boy, you got to chill. You know what I'm saying? This is real. You can bully all you want, but it's gonna catch up to you one way or another. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the type that I read the signs and shit like that. And you know what I mean? I really just, you know, I paid my price a few times. You know what I'm saying? For all the shit I did, I think. And I think my karmic debt is at zero balance right now. You see, now I think my karmic beacon is peaking. So, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's why when you fuck with me, it's like, are you ready? And are you fully prepared to wake me up out of my sleep and bother me? Because I won't sleep until you are totally, now I'm fighting a different war. I don't fight with these no more. I don't fight with these no more. I got a smart ass PhD in criminology wife that knows the law. I'm not no rat, no snitch. I'm not finna prosecute nobody because that DJ Envy thing, she can actually go for criminal charges for him falsifying a federal investigation on a national platform. That's a first-degree felony. She wants to do it. I'm like, she's like, you got to take the stand too. I ain't doing shit. We're not prosecuting that man then. There ain't no jail shit. I'm not doing none of that. But the fact that she knows the law, where she knows how to get somebody that would probably get me first, the same way I can adapt to all warfare now. I never knew. I was always the one, like we just talked for 10 minutes about, the one getting the cops called on. Me. They're always calling the cops on me. Call them on me, 911, this nigga here, point them out. Always, 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 always. Now, you know, or suing me, sue. And then now it's like, okay, she feels passionately about our family and the same amount of intense love for our little family that we just made. The same way I feel. I want to go physical, but she knows a way where she gets lawyers involved, and next thing you know, shit is, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. She's smart. Hey, what you want me to do? She's smart. But now, you know, any kind of warfare, you know, it's all bases are covered now. So now I feel confident. Now I feel complete. Now I don't feel like I'll be the victim, anymore. You know what I'm saying? As far as legally, you know what I'm saying? Taken advantage of, and even with contracts and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not gonna let nobody, because a lot of up shit, contracts and shit from back in the day and shit that I did, like, she won't let me do that anymore type shit. Like, she's, you know what I mean? She's making sure anything I do is gonna benefit me and the family regardless. Cause me, I don't care. I don't really care anymore, really. Like, I just be doing my thing. I like to live life. I'm planning my fishing trip on my birthday right now. Like, that's my big thing right now that I'm worried about. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about the envies and the comments, and she's the one bugging out. She needs therapy. I might need a little anger therapy because of it, but you know what I'm saying? Other than that,
it's always a little, you know, the first time you see all these negative comments, it's kind of like a shock, man. You know, I kind of went through it the first time I got killed online. You know, it was you know, but once you go through it a few times, man, it doesn't even matter no more.
Yo, since I did once I did that bumper coke in Colombia and Medellin and the cops was right behind me, I've been persecuted from that day on. That was the first time I'm like, that was made. I'm talking about World Star. I'm talking about, at the time, Media Takeout. All of that shit. Remember back in the day? Oh, man, nigga was plastered on that shit. Gunplay does coke. Then, oh, your career's over. You're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. How many years later, dog?
You know? It didn't mean nothing.
Nothing. That's once you realize, but you can't tell a country girl that. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell her that, dog. You can't. She's going through it. So, you know, I don't care, dog. You know, I'm just ready to go fishing and hunting again. You know what I'm saying? Because the baby just now, it was all schedules hectic, and we had a lot. So now I'm finally getting back into my mojo, man. So I'm ready to go have some fun. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I hear that, man. Well, when you were on the run for your case, you went to the BET Awards.
I went May. I left May, and I turned myself in November that year.
Right, but in between that, you went to the BET Awards.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? I was just saying, man, that was like, yo, Ross, why don't you come to the BET Awards? I said, bro, I got this situation. Really can't be around. No authority, no police and all of that. I really can't nah, you good, they with us. All right. You know what I'm saying? They got, you know, everybody cool. Ain't nobody going, you know, they making sure we straight, dog. They good. All right. And then that's when all the bullshit, I'm like.
So at first, Ross and Jeezy get into it,
yeah,
right? And were you there?
I barely made, because they had a line to get in, and everybody had to go through the metal detectors and shit. So they was first. They went in first with security, and you know the rest of the entourage behind them, and I wasn't too far. But the way that everybody was coming in, it was a wait. So I want to say a minute and 30 seconds, maybe a 2-minute wait. Finally got through there, and I opened the door, and that's when before I open the door, I hear all the commotion, and while I'm going through the metal detector. And if you see the footage, right when you see everybody meleeing, you see me creep up, like you see my dreads, I creep up like this, like trying to get in there, like, yo. And I didn't know what was going on, man. And, you know, then nobody really told me it was Jeezy. Everybody was being quiet. I didn't know. I thought it was the 50 Cent shit, so I didn't know. And so we go back to the trailer, and then, you know, I was right there. Hey.
So you guys go back to the trailer. Now, how do you get split? Because at some point you get split from everybody.
Yeah, because everybody was leaving, and then there was a police officer outside trying to hold everybody back. And he started holding people back. And I'm sitting there like, this is exactly why I said I'm not coming here. Now he's finna be like, IDs. I'm fucked, bruh. I just said this shit, bruh. But he's holding everybody. Not me. Nigga, I was like, I start walking this way where his arms can't really reach me because there was a lot of people coming out. And he can't hold everybody. So I kind of like slipped through and went to the trailer. You know what I'm saying? So I could be safe, so I could stay the fuck away from police. So I get to the trailer and they say, all right, Ross leaving. The cars just finna come around. They're coming around like this, I don't know, this driveway kind of thing, like a street. It's a street, but it's like you have to make a U-turn at the light and come around and people pick you up. So they had like it was like organized. So I'm waiting for the cars to come up and then the police in front of me and then I look and then I see homie and it is what it is. But
So what happened? You see him and you approach him? You go after him?
Nah. I was waiting to get out. And the police won't let me out. And I had a thing behind me. I could either jump that and run into the darkness like a coward, or we could just run it right here. So Mike Knox, I think that's his name, big guy. He threw a punch. I threw a punch. Then...
So from the video, you know, they all kind of jump on you.
Yeah.
You know, and then it gets broken up.
Yeah, then it get broken up.
And then
pepper spray broke everybody up, and then it was my turn.
Before that happens, you go after somebody.
Yeah, then I jumped on one of them. I think it was Mike Knox again, and I wish I had my shank on me. Then I was already going out with a bang. And I said, nah, don't take the shank, dog. Don't add no extra charges, dog. But if I would have brought that, I would have jabbed him right in his armpit right there. Nah, let me take that back because they gonna persecute me again, dogs. Gunplay says he's gonna stab Mike Knox. Nah. But I just, just try to get some get back. Look, man. That shit there.
Did you see 50 Cent in there at all?
That right there was just to show how my heart is. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what, anybody that would see that many people and see his ops right there and have the option to run, I think 9 out of 10 would. You know what I'm saying? I seen it happen too many times. I ain't the type. I don't even tie my shoelaces because I don't plan on running. Ever. We just gonna have to handle that shit right now. But now, like thinking back, I needed that because the judge said, you better turn yourself in now because you out there, like you in the media again for some more shit. And they jumped me, but in the media, they made it seem like I was the starting the shit, and I was the troublemaker, and I got banned from BET and everything. Like he made the calls where I got banned from BET and shit. You know, he played it like how they play, So, but I had to turn myself in 6 days later. And I think that was God telling me, all right, it's time for your ass to sit down and really rethink everything. You know what I'm saying? You got to face the judge. You got to face the fire. You got to face it. You can't keep running. You're running from the law, but you ain't running from 10 niggas. All right, we get it. But you know what I'm saying? So what's up? All right, don't run no more. Let's go. And I head on. I met the law head on. I met this nigga head on. And when I turn myself in, you see not a scratch on my face. Y'all see that? There's not a scratch on my face. Like Anyway, I asked the celebrity box Tony Yayo the other day. Anyway.
So you want to box Tony Yayo and some celebrity boxers?
Yeah, I'll celebrity box Tony Yayo.
Cause he was definitely there. Cause you can hear Tony Yayo,
but he ain't do nothing. All you heard was him saying, "Yeah, nigga, nigga." Hey, you know what's crazy though? The older I get, the more like I don't really give a fuck. But it's like I wish the way Ross's business. The way Ross's business mind is, the way 50 Cent TV and other business minds is, if they would have, what if they would have got along?
Mm.
What if the beef did get squashed that day? Because it was supposed to be squashed that day.
Right, was it? I think Fat Joe said he was trying to get it squashed.
So what if that really would have happened? And you know what I'm saying? What would have been? That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It's just my mind goes there when the more clarity I get in life and the more experiences I have, the more I see bigger pictures now. I don't see Polaroids anymore. You know what I'm saying? And possibilities. That's what I be seeing now. Not saying, if like they say, if it's up, it's stuck, whatever. I don't care. But
both of them are big entrepreneurs, man.
Exactly.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
It sure seems like they could find a way to get some money together.
Yeah.
There was rumors about your chain. What happened with your chain?
Shit, it popped, nigga. You getting jumped by a bunch of people, that shit. It happens, my brother. It happens, man. It happens.
Yeah. It was a pretty wild fight, man. I remember, when it happened. It was big news. You didn't run, man. A lot of dudes, like you said, would have ran, bro.
I'm down to fight. I'm a fighter. I grew up fighting. It ain't nothing new to me. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing. But that was a time when, man, I was a wild boy, man. That was a wild time, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you. I might have needed some straightening back then. I might have needed. I was a knucklehead, boy. It was like, and I felt invincible. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm successfully ducking the law in all kind of ways. And I see another year and couple years where I wasn't going to go to jail. I was going to be on the run for it. And I had a nice little plan set up. I didn't give a fuck. But when I really said to myself, I got to face this. I got to do this head on, man. I got to turn myself in. I got to beat this case, get it behind me, and just start over. And that's what I did. Started over.
What happened to the group Triple C's?
Yeah, that's that was me, Torch, Young Breed, some homies, talented brothers. We met Torch when probably a couple years after we started doing music, me and Ross, and we met Torch. He was down in Miami because he got in trouble in New York, and he was super talented, man. I didn't even think he wrote his own lyrics. He was that raw to me, you know what I'm saying? And Turns out he was his own author, but he was super dope, and that's when we formed Triple C's, you know, Carroll City Cartel. A little bit after that, one of my homies' cousins named Young Breed, and say he's super talented. I listened to him, did a couple freestyles with him, brought him to the group. Ross okayed it. Ross, you know, picked him up, and that's when we did the first album. Yeah, Custom Cars and Cycles.
How many albums did you guys do?
We just did one. We did a few mixtapes though.
Okay, and no plan. There was never no plans for anything else.
Nah, that's when we formed MMG. We got, you know, got a situation.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon, so hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.